First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of shit.
Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay, Lamont, go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Three Black Guys with the Mic, the podcast where politics, pop culture, and hip-hop debate style. I think I said that right.
You sure?
Did I say that?
You sure?
You sure? I mean, what's up, my dude? You sound a little shaky
Sure.
tonight.
I'm a little, I don't know about that one.
Come on, my
I
dude. Come on, man.
Listen, though, I feel you. I'm over here in a crisis as we speak, so I understand. I feel the energy. You're right. I'm in crisis.
Why are you in crisis?
Because I cracked my screen, bro. I'm too old to have a cracked screen. You know what they say about people who have phones with cracked screens?
What do they say about people who have phones with cracked screens, Lamont?
That they're disorganized, they're not adults, that they're just all over the place. I could never have anybody see me with a cracked screen. And I got the new iPhone too.
Is that accurate though? If you cracked your screen, is that accurate?
Yes, it's very accurate. Yes. Just like in the chat we said Joanne Reed is not hot. To me, that's accurate.
Who said
On
that?
TV.
What?
Nah.
Yo, you wild
I'm not
right
scared.
now.
I'm not scared. What? I'm not afraid. I'm not. I'm happy for her, but I don't know. I'm losing a little steam with Miss Reed right now. God bless her though. No hate. We glad she in the seat, in the check, but not one of my favorites.
Well, okay. If that's how you feel about it. I just don't think
I'm trying to poke the bear, Spud. He ain't taking the bait.
I ain't going there with you. I ain't listen. I'm happy. I'm in love with black women who are doing amazing things.
No. See,
and I ain't coming.
We in love with her.
I ain't coming back down from that.
I don't know if I like her in the chair at that time of night.
No, I think she's dope in the chair. I just think that, I would like for, her to, get a little bit more
Jazzy.
A little bit more.
Come on, man.
She's 11 a.m. She's not 7 p.m., bro. I'm sorry.
Yo,
I'm good.
First of all,
I
let
think
me.
PM. I think she's really good at what she does. I
Yes.
just think that, what I'm saying? She's just not, she just get a little bit more hot. More jazzy, a little bit more fly. There's the laid down hair. That's the picture I stay with. That's the vibe she stay with. Sometimes I see Joanne Reed. I like her. I watch her. Sometimes I see her and be like,
Let me tell you, Joanne Reed is basically the second coming of Gwen Ifill, and we need something like Gwen Ifill.
oh, Gwen Ifill.
Yeah, we need Gwen Ifill. We need somebody on that level, and she's on that level.
No, I think she's on that level. Listen, I'm not discrediting any of what she has accomplished, does, or any of that. I'm just saying.
Come on, man.
When I turn on the tube, I want to be like, wow, that's a nice looking black woman right there.
Look, so let's just greet them. Yo, what's going on? Are people out there on?
That's right there. That's that bull right there. That's that bull right there.
Yo, Spud, you're gonna have to come closer to your microphone.
Everybody can have an opinion.
Spud, you're gonna have to come closer to your mic.
I ain't got no problem with talking.
Yeah, Lamont, was I tripping?
No, I said he wasn't looking at his text. But
Right.
But that's okay.
What's up, Jeff? What's up, Wadsworth? What's up, everybody who has joined us? Danielle, I see you. Thank you so very much. Who else is on with us? Trishan. What's up, Will Hammond? What's up, Emmanuel? Everybody who was on with us, let us know where you are from. Let us know if you are on with us tonight. We would love to hear from where you are at tonight. Also, if you would like to be a part part of the conversation, all you have to do is hit the link in the chat and be a part of the show.
Right.
Boo.
No, I put it out there.
Hit the thing in the what's the name? What is it called? The link in the chat. There's the link in the chat. So we are live on YouTube. If you are on live with us on YouTube, you can definitely leave a comment, as well as make sure you share this episode. Subscribe to our channel. If you're on with us on Clubhouse, if you're on Clubhouse Live right now, be a part of the conversation as well. If you're on live with us on Facebook, thumbs up so that way you can share this episode right now with your friends on your page.
You know
that
what?
way they see that we are live.
One other thing, if you hit us on YouTube, you got to hit the bell to get the alerts. I thought just the subscription was enough, but you got to hit the bell to get the alerts. So.
All right, we're starting with Super Bowl. Oh, wait a minute. Let me start with rest in peace to my man Cliff Woodard. Died this morning at 1 a.m.
Yeah, I saw that.
Phone up, that's no problem. Who died this morning at 1 a.m. He was hit by the police. The police was driving too fast, ran the red light, put the lights on, or ran the red light, was not looking back and forth or looking, on what was happening, and hit Cliff Woodard, and he died. And for those who are not in the Metro Detroit area, Cliff Woodard is probably one of the most prominent attorneys who was studying to be a judge. I worked with him when I was on talk radio at 9:10 a.m. One of the coolest guys you will ever meet. Very, very, very smart. Very fun to be around. So I just want to, send them, just condolences to his family, everybody in the law community. My friend Karen Dumas, who was close to him as well. So everybody who is, close to him, I want to just give love to Cliff Woodard because he meant a lot to Detroit. So now, what's up, Beats Gordy? Super Bowl. Where do we start with the Super Bowl? First of all, shouts out to Tom Brady, who's the GOAT. I give him his props.
Tom is the GOAT in football. He certainly is. And you know what? Me and Beats had a conversation today that's like, yo, real talk. People don't want to give Serena her props as the GOAT of all sports. But,
What does this have to do with Tom Brady?
Okay, fine. We'll give Tom Brady his piece. Yo, I'm trying to tell you one thing, though. I said this 2 weeks ago. Bill Belichick should be fired. He lost Tom Brady over $5 million, which ain't no money, Gronkowski, and Antonio Brown, and those three cats go to Tampa Bay and immediately win the Super Bowl. My man need to be fired for that. Simple as that.
I ain't worried about Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's still going to go down as one of the greatest coaches of all time. And so, Bill Belichick's still getting his money. Shouts out to Tom Brady. Shouts out to Patrick Mahomes and my Chiefs. Not my Chiefs, but I'm really a football fan, but Chiefs is my team. But, I give them their props. All right. All that out of the way. Let's start with, first of all, I missed it. I missed the Amanda Gorman girl.
They slid that in there really, really kind of, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a pre-roll. That's what you call a pre-roll, right? Make sure I got my technical terms right.
It was a pre-produced package. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
is that what it was?
It was a roll-in.
She wasn't there, which is kind of smart. I ain't gonna even front because it looked like like Lil Duval said, it looked like COVID Palooza down there. You know what I'm saying? So I'll pass. And if you took it to sign,
Let's get to the real conversation. Oh, Wadsworth is joining. We're going to just go ahead and put him in the guest room for a second. The real conversation, the weekend. What was up with that?
No, that wasn't. Well, I'm okay.
That's not really the real conversation.
Yeah.
That's really the real conversation.
I have a different conversation with all this Tom Brady jock handling that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean jock handling?
Because nobody wants to. If you pay attention to the game, every time he went to the sideline, who did he have to go talk to? The black offensive coordinator. He's the one that really needs to get the props.
right.
Watch this on both teams. You feel what I'm saying? Because them was the boy that's really doing the work. And Tom Brady looking again at the brother like, and I want to make sure I say it right because I can't pronounce his last name, Byron.
Byron
Like, what we doing? What we doing? Tell me what to do. So once again, we got shit.
Wait a minute. Tom Brady still got to throw the ball now.
No. He got to do what he told. Tom ain't out there just doing what he want to do. Don't you play that game. Y'all better stop believing that white ice. Don't do that. It's too early in the podcast. Don't you do that.
He got to do what the conditions on the ground dictate, my dude. I mean, you can say throw the ball to this dude, but if he ain't open, he ain't open.
Man, listen. Tom better listen to what the brother had to tell him to do. And it worked. I get it. So let's just give some brothers some shine. It's Black History Month. That's all I'm saying. Can I get that?
All right. Okay. Yeah. We with
all
that.
Right, let's get to the weekend. So the weekend, I don't care what y'all say. The performance was horrible.
The performance was horrible.
Performance was horrible. The set was off the chain. I don't care what y'all say.
Yo,
the set was bananas.
After that year where Missy, it was all them folks, and then Missy came out at the end. It's up here. If you can't come up here, then don't come up here. The weekend, it was more like a Tuesday. It wasn't even the weekend.
I don't care. Those guys on the field and the choreograph on the field.
Oh, that was bogus.
That was fire.
So what you're saying is that if you put enough money in pre-production and in production and in post-production, then it's fire? Is that what we're doing?
It's fire!
Jeff, tell him, Jeff. Jeff says it's horrible, and it was.
The performance was horrible. Let's not even be...
It was whack.
The performance was horrible. You cannot deny the set. The set was off the chain. The set was dope.
Well, I just blame Drake for all of this foolishness.
Why you blame Drake?
If it wasn't for Drake, there would be no weekend.
I don't know what that means.
Exactly. You know the drill.
Well, actually, if it wasn't for Jay-Z, it would be no weekend.
Well, not the Super Bowl. You're right. We need to blame Jay for this too. He need to get a little egg on his face.
Jay. This is twice with Jay because last year he gave us J-Lo, right?
J-Lo wasn't that bad.
She's better than Weeknd.
All right. What's the next topic, man?
Yeah. Well, I asked the boss, and I said, "Yo, why we can't get? All they gotta do is just call Chris Brown. Let Breezy get up there and get it popping. Have Rihanna come out the ground. You know, do a little fight scene. You know what I'm saying? That'd be
whoa.
Exactly. 7 million wasted. But you know, it's a Pepsi thing. Pepsi has a history of being out of touch. And yes, you're right. Jay got a little egg on his face, but that's Pepsi's show. They run it, and unfortunately, Pepsi didn't drop the ball again. That's it.
Pepsi dropped the ball?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the commercials real quick, because I have one stupid question. So, first of all, the commercials were not hot. There were no the State Farm commercial and the Drake appearance. Okay.
Here we go. What I just say about Drake. We got him in the commercials. We got his homeboy doing the halftime. It's too much.
But the systemic racism commercial, the anti-justice commercial, I'm very confused by. Mm-hmm. I'm very confused on how the NFL is donating $250 million to fight systemic racism. Can either one of you explain to me how we fight systemic racism with $250 million? And what can the NFL do to be able to change?
Well, I mean, obviously,
racism?
To Lamont's point,
there is ain't nobody hiring Colin Kaepernick. We only got 3 black coaches. Oh, I'm sorry. To Lamont's point.
To Lamont's point, we got to go ahead and get.
But as a black man, there wouldn't be no. Is
well,
that how we
no.
fight racism?
They need to be. They need to be on. They need to be on everybody's list who's fired or is looking to hire head coaches.
But how are we fighting systemic racism? I'm kind of.
Now, so let me ask you this, and again, maybe I missed it. I was going to get a refill on my wings, and my blue cheese was running low. So with the commercial, is it supposed to be inside the league or outside the league? Or outside? I mean, is this in U.S. proper or is this inside the league?
I don't know.
I think they mean in the nation. Now, remember what Jay had, the deal that they had struck last year when Jay came on with them, they were finding organizations in different communities to funnel money into that were doing certain types of things. Whether they were working with, getting young men in urban communities dressed and prepared to, to go to the next level. They were talking about like dressing for success, that kind of thing, or what have you. So, that's part of it. And it's not the NFL's responsibility to solve all the problems of America, right? I mean, it's America's problem, but
What do you say? We say America's problem.
You better be careful, man. There's scales. This foolishness that you spewing.
NFL
you done got on
supposed
this
to
podcast talking about we got to do this. So whose responsibility is it? Is it ours?
Certainly, it's the government's responsibility to start. Like, our government is in charge of all this foolishness.
Okay, let's get back to the question. Okay. What does $250 million look like when it comes to fighting systemic racism from the actual NFL by itself? Who's getting the $250 million? And even still, systemic racism is systemic racism. Where are we starting when it comes to fighting systemic racism? And you talk about the government, that's one of the biggest issues that we got when it comes to racism.
Right, and that's why it starts there. That's why it starts there.
Saying that we should give $250 million to politicians?
No, what I'm saying is when it comes to actually working towards fixing systemic racism, the system largely is the government. So we have to start that the government, that we need to overthrow and an overhaul. Hold on, pause. Let me not say overthrow after January 6th. We need to overhaul and find all the best candidates that can continue to push for the things that we're most interested in. But if the NFL starts and says, yo, this is where we are, can the NFL encourage, Major League Baseball and then so on and so forth, and the people like them? And then that means, okay, we're going to get Elon Musk to do $1 billion. And then Jeff Bezos gives another $1 billion. And we want Jeff Bezos' ex-wife to come and give $40 more million to Norfolk State one more again. And so on and so forth. So I don't know what all the different partners are going to do, but it starts somewhere.
It obviously starts with giving $250 million so no one knows where it's going.
And that's what I'm going to say. Managers went through all that, but Spud, where's the money going?
But I don't know either, but I ain't say I knew where the money went. Hell, Spud put this in the notes at the last 10 minutes. I didn't have no time to research where all the money went. Blame it on Spud.
I'm not blaming anything on anybody. I'm not saying that what the NFL is doing is wrong. I think that this goes back to the issue that we always have, is that, you cannot throw money at these issues that are bigger than money. I mean, I think that we all would agree that somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Can $250 million correct
So can I ask a question?
systemic racism?
No.
If I'm black in America, which I am black in America, if I'm black in America, right, and I'm a black man driving down the street, is the NFL's $250 million going to stop a police officer from pulling me over because I'm black?
No.
Is the $250 million NFL package money, is that going to stop a police officer from shooting a black kid? Is it going to stop for black men to be incarcerated? Are any of these things going to stop systemic racism? Is it going to stop redlining? Is it going to stop housing? Is it going to stop welfare? I could go on and on and on.
Well, I think $250 million by itself isn't going to do those things. But I think that it starts somewhere. Somebody had to write a check to do something, to move something forward. And if that means that people like the National Action Network get to get some money and can run programs in certain communities, that we could do diversity training for police officers or whatever the case may be. It starts somewhere. Mr. Hayes, the floor recognizes Mr. Hayes. I yield back.
And I'm glad you asking this because when Tom Brady and his team won the Super Bowl last night and they were announced as world champions, who else did they play in the world?
They play everybody who plays in the National Football League in the world.
Wait, no filibuster time here.
Ain't nobody filibustering.
This ties right into what Spud is saying.
Well, make it work for me.
Who else in the world did Tampa Bay play?
I don't know. Who?
Nobody.
Okay, so what's the point?
So my point is that not everything, let me not say that. The majority of the propaganda that the NFL spews is about just making the league the league. You feel what I'm saying? It's not true. It's not going to help anything. But they probably won't give it to anybody. It'll just probably be a write-off, and they'll shuffle it to some people that they know and build a new football, put some plants down and cut a tree down and keep it pushing.
So that was an ad for...
It's a scam.
It was a scam.
They were capping, as they say in Clubhouse.
Capping. That's the new word that the young kids use?
Yes.
Hey, yo, let's, can we do a quick reset, let everybody know we're on YouTube tonight, Facebook, Clubhouse, and some other places. If you want to, we do have your man Wadsworth in. Let's bring him in real quick and see what we can discuss with him. Is that okay? What's happening, dude?
What's up, G?
Hey, what's up, Bud? I do have a couple things I want to mention on you guys. Because if you watch the Super Bowl, that person.
We can barely hear you, Wadsworth.
Yeah, can you go up to the mic a little bit?
Is this better?
A little bit.
Is it better? Oh, okay. I was saying this. On the Super Bowl, they had what's his name on. They had a death person. He had signed the whole national anthem, and that person was named Wawa. His name Wawa did an excellent job with that. When he signed the national anthem,
that's what's up. The national anthem joint. I think, thank you so very much for your comment too, Wadsworth. I appreciate that. The national anthem joint was, I actually didn't even see it. Now that I think about it, I heard it because I was in the car, but I didn't see the national anthem. But I mean, no disrespect to the country guy. I forgot the country guy's name, but Jennifer, Jasmine Sullivan could have did that by herself. But she's a no-name. She's a B-level artist. So
Jay Hicks was going to meet you on the lodge.
Listen, Jasmine Sullivan is one of my Jasmine Sullivan is one of my top. All right? Jasmine Sullivan's in the top. No question about it. However,
on the Super Bowl stage, she ain't it.
No, she's a B artist. She's not an A-list artist.
Listen, I've been having a Jasmine conversation, you know what I'm saying? And I know
I'm happy that, that she was a part of the Super Bowl, but she's not an A-level artist. She's a B artist, but she still could have rocked it out by herself.
So what do you say about her? Because everybody was rocking with her. They really loved her.
I'm not really a fan of her. I mean, too mystic, too much happening. Too spooky, man. Too much going on.
To your point, though, they could have flip-flopped Jasmine and Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys is an A-level artist, and Jasmine could have did the piece that Alicia did, which was that one verse of "Lift Every Voice and Sing."
I mean,
if you wanted that, if you wanted to have a black artist, basically headline.
Too much shuffling for me. I'm good.
Okay.
We know the song.
What we got next? You still hung up on that $250 million, ain't you?
No.
Well, just know this much. I pitched for three black guys with a mic to get a piece of that $250 so we could do some community outreach. So.
What community?
Yeah, it was community.
Well, I mean, we can go over and there's a couple of places in Detroit that we can visit.
Strip clubs are closed, big fella.
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Ballet is shut down.
In Detroit, they're not closed?
Huh?
It wasn't close.
I know. Again, I'm trying to poke the bears, but
Now, but you knew where I was going with that, though. How'd you know I was talking about
He ain't
strip
taking the
clubs?
bait.
I'm with you, Jeff. This play, you know what I'm saying, it's a record. You know what? Get D Nice. I would have rather watched D Nice on the halftime show. Put D Nice on the halftime show.
I know I'm not supposed to say this, but
You gonna be on the next year?
sometimes you can play a record too much. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, what is it called? Power new is a little too much. You shouldn't have to hear a record 76 times in a week. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes we got to switch up.
Anybody from our, we got about 6, 7, 8 people on the Clubhouse app tonight. Anyone want to come up and speak, you can raise your hand. We got a mod that's going to bring you up. If y'all want to talk about the Super Bowl, then come on and talk about it. But we about to move on to something else as well. Is that what's about to happen, Spizzle?
I don't know. You running the show, obviously, so move on to whatever you want to move on to.
Yeah, what you got, man? This is your house.
We certainly had a lot going on today. Yo, what's up with y'all, man? Did you see this Hakeem Jeffries, Burgess Owens dust up? You're not familiar?
Not familiar.
So my man Burgess Owens started in the Congress on Friday. This is his first term, his first day. And so he gave a lecture about, it's 2:00 in the afternoon or something like that. And he was like, yo, we should say the national anthem again, or we should say the Pledge of Allegiance before we start this meeting. Not to mention that they had been there all day. And he went in and in. Hakeem Jeffries clapped back like, yo, how are you going to say that on you? First of all, this is your first day, my dude. You don't even know what a bathroom is yet. And you ain't going to, you wanted to roll with the other people after you saw the insurrection. And then somebody started to say something. Hakeem Jeffries came back like, yo, you don't want none of this. He went extreme Brooklyn for about 30 seconds. And I just was I was blown up by that. So if you get a chance to check that on YouTube, do that.
Well, not interested in that one.
Yeah, but can we take care of some old business? Because this is something that's been kind of
old business.
This is from last week's podcast. Since Maynard has the floor, and can we go talk about the 9-year-old from Rochester last week?
Not over that.
Oh no, I ain't got over that yet because as of today, 3 officers have got suspended. And for those who don't know, there was a 9-year-old who was handcuffed and pepper sprayed as she was, you just can't say manhandled because there was a female officer in the mix as well. But as we talked about this last week on the podcast, more information has came out and how we found out that the young lady may have had some mental issues at home.
Well, that was the call. Yes, sir.
Right. That was a call, which was made by her mother, by the way. Mm-hmm. So her mother interjected law enforcement into a situation to where, and I still haven't heard, and this is what I kind of want to talk about really quickly, is where's the dad? Like, when we talked about, and Maynard, as you said this, how you have a daughter and how you would feel a certain kind of way of hearing, your daughter call out for her dad. Where's the dad? And as I looked at the interview with the mama and the attorney, and I'm saying to myself, this just ain't right. This just, like, why are we not having the conversation about parenting? And sometimes maybe you don't involve the police that basically traumatize your child even more. So I'm just curious, with this still being up under my skin, am I out of pocket?
No.
Does mama get a little bit of blame, or we just gonna blame the boogeyman, policeman, white man for pepper spraying her, and not what may have went on in the home before all of that?
Well, I would say this. you know, just as a 9-year-old girl, apparently, like you said, the call was in reference to a mental health crisis. That's how they termed it. And the whole idea of this, and I don't like the term necessarily, but the defund the police portion is about this exactly. How can we take dollars and invest them into programs that would send mental health crisis professionals to go on site in these scenarios versus somebody who shows up with the only tools that the cop really shows up with is a gun, a nightstick, a stun gun, pepper spray, and maybe a dog. None of those things are mental health tools. And so we got to find ways to, get the right people in place. Now, she was calling for her father. And so to the best of my knowledge, and I don't know enough, it doesn't appear that her father is necessarily absent in the home because she called for her father 15 times. So maybe he was at work, or maybe he had not gotten home from wherever he was at the moment. But when you call 911, you're supposed to get help. You're not supposed to get body slammed into the snow and pepper sprayed when you're a 100-pound, maybe 9-year-old girl. That's not supposed to happen.
So here's my question. So there's no responsibility. And shout to April Cox. If you just saw in the chat, April is in the Maryland area, and she does have experience in that mental health, and she just, made a comment about sometimes that is the process in terms of, when somebody has a mental episode and they won't go to the hospital, the police is the only option. But do we put any sauce on the mama? Or the parent, or we just let the police just handle everything? Is that how this works?
Well, tell me, what did the mother do wrong?
And again, maybe I feel like there's some other people we could have called other than the police. When we know that the police out here hitting is 9 out of 10. The majority of time, they're not here to help. They don't de-escalate sometimes. They escalate. You feel what I'm saying? I
feel you. I think, though, I don't know. Spud, you got some answers. I know you do.
I don't have any answers.
You don't have no answers?
No answers.
I'll say this again, like I said last week. They would not have done, listen, when they went and apprehended Dylan Roof, who murdered 9 people, and Mother Emanuel Church, they took him to Burger King. When they saw these people try to, in fact, breach the Capitol building, the president said, "I love you." The police, forget the police. Forget the call of the police. They still were men and women. They still were human beings. And everybody recognizes a 9-year-old child as the smaller, weaker person. And just as a man, I would say, hey, I want to get this call over as soon as possible too. I want to get back to eating donuts or whatever it is I was doing before I got this call. But this is a 9-year-old girl. You have to figure out, just as a person, what are better tools for dealing with that? Even if you're like, I really don't know how to handle this, so let me just talk nice to the girl. Maybe somebody go get her, is her sugar low? I don't know, whatever it may be. But you don't body slam and pepper spray a 9-year-old child.
All right, I just want to bring it to the floor, you know what I'm saying? And again, I'm just curious. And again, April made another comment of she had a situation like that, and that was the only option. So again, I don't know. I'm in that space, but I just feel like when I learned, that the child's own mother, and I was like, well, wait a minute. Like, it's almost like you call in an arsonist to your home when your house is already on fire. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? I would have, hopefully it was Uncle Tommy or a neighbor or the whole community other than the police. That would have been the last call I would have hoped to make for a 9-year-old. But, who am I? All right, Spud, that was it. I just had to bring up that old business.
Out there, so who you gonna call?
Huh?
Ain't no more big mamas, so who you gonna call?
Shit, I don't know. A 9-year-old, there got to be some love in the hood some kind of way from somewhere, but I don't know. I don't know. That one just made me, a little little a little upset. So it's all good.
And you're upset at the mom, or you're upset at the police?
I think of course the police, but I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less. I just feel like with parents, and I know every situation is different. Parents are supposed to be the protectors of children. You feel what I'm saying? And not to put a child in harm's way. Now, maybe the mom didn't think she would be putting a child in harm's way, but I just know that if you would watch the news, or if you weren't on Mars or on the planet Earth the past 300 years, you would know the police is sometimes not the best option. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So where we at with Donald? I mean, we impeaching? What are we doing? We good?
Impeachment discussions. Well, tomorrow the House managers, the impeachment managers from the House, will deliver the opening on the impeachment in the Senate. And we know what so many people are already saying. Lindsey Graham, Rand Paul, a handful of others are saying, "Oh, this is not even constitutional. We shouldn't even be having this." And so at least it's set up that the Democrats won't get 17. The Democrats won't get 17 Republicans to come over. And so what we want to be able to do is at least have the trial. That needs to occur. So that will occur. Great, wonderful. They say they're going to play a lot of the videotape and a lot more of information about what Donald Trump was doing and what he was doing during, before, during, and after the insurrection occurred. And they think that this is going to be their way to sway more votes. So
we're putting on a show. This is like the Real Housewives. Is that what we're doing? Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, he's a private citizen. They don't have the votes in order for him to not be able to run again. There's no criminal. This is not a criminal proceeding. So we're just spending money, time, and energy, hoping to get some ratings on Fox and MSNBC. That's what we're doing?
Well, I think, just because you don't think you can, just because people won't win the case doesn't mean you're not supposed to try the case, right? They have a responsibility to try the case. 'Cause that thing happened because the Republicans don't want to do a civic and patriotic duty and say, we can't have people. The last time that the Capitol building was, sieged upon was in 1812. We can't have people at the behest of the President of the United States break into the Capitol and threaten the lives of Mike Pence, of AOC, of all these people that were there. And if nobody's going to stand up and do the right thing on the Republican side, doesn't mean that we're supposed to just walk away and say, So
again, just like the Real Housewives, is what we're saying. Because this is theater, right?
No, I don't think it's theater.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay.
Yeah, but there's not going to be no outcome.
So what?
Well, I think one of the things Spud said
then there's not going to be no outcome, right?
Spud said there won't be an outcome. One of the things I think will happen is people will, first of all, know this. There are two votes. Impeachment and convicting on impeachment does not guarantee that he can't run for office again. That's another vote. That's a different vote. It's separate. And I think low key, I think they might get 17 Republicans for that. Because if I'm Marco Rubio and I want to run for president in 2024, do I want Donald Trump waiting in the wings? If I'm Ted Cruz and I want to run for president in 2024, do I want Donald Trump out there beating the drum? There's a handful of Republicans that are on Trump's side about the conviction that I think that they very well might be like, yeah, look, we didn't convict old boy, but you know what? This is my one easy shot to keep this cat from running for president and taking my shine. We're going to vote so he can't run.
Okay, I got that. So we can admit that. So Joe Biden's been president, what? How many weeks now? 2? We're on the third week?
2 weeks, yeah. 2.5 weeks, yep.
It's been pretty boring around here, hasn't it?
Nice talking about
dry, my guy.
Isn't it nice
No, not really.
It's nice. It's nice.
I really was watching CNN the other day, and Uncle Joe came on. He was doing his little interview, and I caught a quick nap. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh, Jesus.
Isn't it nice to know that somebody responsible is running the country and you don't have to be on pins and needles all the freaking time?
I'm just saying I'm just saying there has to be a ratings decline. I just want to make sure I'm not in the bubble. You feel what I'm saying?
Who cares?
Okay, I'm with you, brother. I get it.
Is that what we want from the president? We want ratings?
No. I'm just saying that the news is, it's not the same. I can't get the Andrew Gillum story like up front on the, you know what I mean? Like, I noticed y'all didn't want to put that in the show notes, because Maynard was like, oh, that doesn't matter. Him being male escort wasn't a big thing.
Apparently it didn't. Apparently it didn't matter. You told me that was going to sink the Democrats in November. Did you remember how many times they talked about him in November?
Listen, I'm with you. He is. We need to discuss. This interview. He's standing tall with his wife, and they've gone through therapy. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, how do you therapy your way with your husband being so intoxicated with soiled sheets and illegal drugs, and you're nude, right? And what was he, the governor of Florida? Right?
No, he was the mayor. He was the mayor of Orlando or Tallahassee.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. But you're nude, like there with male like escorts, right?
Hey man, that man was letting his freak flag fly that day. It's got out of hand. So
I'm sorry, what's wrong with the therapy?
I mean, can you therapy your way through that? Y'all saw the pictures. Y'all saw the soil on the sheets and the narcotics in the room, right? And we gonna go to therapy? I don't know if we going to therapy. You know what I'm saying? After that.
Well, this is what I would say. I think she knew all along. I don't know how a woman can be like, a woman knows when a man is cheating a lot of times. I'm not saying that every time, but a woman got an intuition. You got a husband that's not only cheating, but sleeping with men. And you ain't think to yourself for a minute, like, you ain't ever say like, hand me that. And he go, hey, and you think like, yo.
Nah, that's not. That's
something about how you move and something about how you operate ain't right.
But you're putting two different things. Sleeping with men and being blaming or, carrying on that type of behavior is two different things.
But most men have a tell. Most men have
slept with men and men who love men who look just as burly and husky and, as masculine as any other guy. But it has nothing to do with their behavior.
Well, all I can say is, if a dude gets a phone number from a female, he comes home, he's already on like, oh my God, I got to make sure I'm hiding this. I don't want nobody to know. He's out here literally sleeping with a whole other man and doing drugs like that. There's got to be a tell in that. There's got to be something.
So let me ask you this before the Rainbow Police come up in the chat talking about, if that's how you get down, that's how you get down. But did he have a responsibility as being an elected official of presenting himself in a certain manner? Hold up, Spud.
I didn't say nothing.
Him there with it, he's him standing by his side, by his wife by his side, as he was elected to this public office, of giving a certain persona. Like, where do you draw the line? Like, is it, did he have an obligation to talk about him and having that particular preference before he became mayor, or no, or it doesn't matter? It's okay to be, in a sleazy hotel room with soiled sheets and narcotics with the male prostitute.
He's just doing what every other politician has done. All the white politicians have done it. He's just trying to get his own.
Black. He's not always about black and white.
He's just trying to get his. That's all. He's trying to get his. Let that man.
Did he have a responsibility to disclose that in the beginning?
No.
Okay.
If he was bisexual, yeah, I think so.
No, he doesn't. He don't have a responsibility to disclose. Now, being a hiring male prostitutes is against the law, and smoking methamphetamines or crystal meth or whatever he had, that's against the law. But if he was doing whatever he was doing, it's his business until you break the law. Does he have do you have a right to know whether or not the guy that you voted for is a Christian or a Muslim? Or do you have a right? Do you have a right to know?
Listen, if I'm voting for you, and I'm sure you would agree, you would want for whoever is our politician, whoever is leading you, you would want to, especially if this person is married.
You would want
and
what?
You know them as a heterosexual man. You would want to know what their lifestyle is. That's the reason why we vote for them. We vote for them because we want to know what their lifestyle is. We want for them to be able to know how they are going to represent us as a mayor, as a congressman, as a city councilman. Charles Pugh, who we all knew was a homosexual man, went into the city council seat with that in mind. It wasn't no secret. So it's like, oh yeah, we voted for a homosexual man who also, these are his policies and his beliefs, so forth and so on. It's no different than Pete Buttigieg. I wouldn't want for Pete Buttigieg to, be fronting as if he's not homosexual, and then it's in the tabloids that he is homosexual. Then I would be like, oh, now I can't trust you.
Well, here's the thing.
How do I, how could I vote for you to lead me in this way
so
when I can't even trust you?
If you knew that Bill Clinton, if you knew that Bill Clinton was having an affair with a woman on the side, you wouldn't have voted for him?
Yeah, no, but that's different.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
If in the second time, if Bill Clinton was up for re-election the second time and I knew that, then now I have an obligation to be able to know that. Cheating on your wife or cheating on your spouse at that point is like, yo, that's a moment that happened. Knowing you were bisexual from the article that I read, basically knowing that he was a bisexual man is something totally different.
It's not. He's just cheating on his wife with a man. That's all. He's not cheating on his wife with a woman. He's just cheating on his wife with a man. And what he does in his behind his closed doors is his business. That's none of my business.
Well, just for clarification, because I wanted to make sure, it was just passed in 2003, which is really not that long ago, because in 2002, it would have been illegal in Florida.
Well, this didn't happen in 2002. This happened in 2020?
I'm with you, but I'm just saying, when you talk about breaking the law, again, because I do remember there's still a push with certain states, and I remember Florida was one about them trying to bring that law back. A lot of southern states are, the whole sodomy thing, they're trying to bring that back, put it back on the book.
So now we, allegedly know that Tiny and T.I. are out here doing wild, crazy stuff. We feel different about that?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Absolutely.
I mean,
ain't no question about it.
If they weren't paying,
I'm not a fan of neither one of them.
Okay.
But now that I know that you running broad, like you like picking up bras and having threesomes on, on a regular basis, like almost to the point of sex act thing. Absolutely. Heck yeah, it's no different than R. Kelly. I got a different view of the way you look because you like to urinate on young girls. Of course. I got a totally different
You know the huge difference was with R. Kelly was they were children.
I don't think that matters, but
you don't think that matters?
It was not just children. I mean, he had adult girls doing some crazy stuff as well. It wasn't like he wasn't urinating on an adult.
Right, but if he was urinating on an adult woman, if she's 27 years old and it's all some stuff that they like to do, that's their business. But that girl wasn't even 8. She wasn't 18. She wasn't 15. And and the thing is, there was a history of this with R. Kelly. Right? We know the Aaliyah situation was one thing and other young ladies. And then the unfortunate Touré interview when Touré asked us, so you like dealing with teenage girls? And he said, by teenage, what do you mean? Like,
well, they could be 19.
We get that. But
that is teenage.
We get that. But the upfront answer, it's just like saying, do you like stabbing people? But stabbing people. Can you? No, you just say no. I don't. No. The answer is no. I don't do that. Period.
Some people like I'm barely legal. It's still 18. which is an adult. Right?
Okay. So now I think that man had his own issues. It was a private matter. He did not obviously win the gubernatorial race that year. And it is what it is. He needs to heal with his wife. They need to do their thing. If they're going to continue their marriage, God bless them. If she's going to leave, that's their business. And he needs to. I think he definitely the fallback from the political scene for that moment was good for him. And if he's going to try to reemerge, he's going to have to build up better and stronger.
The sheets were soiled. There was a male prostitute in the room. And somebody took pictures all with their camera phones. That ain't it.
Yeah, I think he might have been set up then, really, because the picture situation.
All right, I'm good. Okay. We got that out of the way.
Whatever.
Okay.
All right, what else you got, man?
Yeah, what you got, man?
I wanted to mention that it was 25 years ago when Tupac was sentenced to 1.5 to 4 in New York. And, it's just kind of a hip hop history moment, if you will, and then I think Tupac was already kind of legendary status, but his arrest and then his release and moving to death row, that cemented his legacy as, one of the greatest rap figures to ever walk upright on the planet. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Lamont, you're the music genius.
I mean, I didn't really like Tupac like that.
I mean, I wasn't the biggest Tupac fan, but on the culture, his impact on the culture.
Hey, you know what? Let me say this, and here's what's sad, because you mentioned her name earlier. Let me rephrase it a little bit. And when you said Aaliyah, a lot of people didn't unfortunately rock with her until she passed on. I think I felt like with Tupac, other than the I Get Around Tupac was the Tupac that I liked. When My Homies Call, that was a Tupac. That was like, but this angry, that towards the end of the brother's life, while it was going on, I wasn't really into him. Once he transitioned, I kind of got into
like when we ride on our enemies.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, dude was.
That's not one of your favorite songs.
Nah. Dude was just too. It was that energy. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't my life. So, I mean, I get it. I just try to. When we had a Tupac conversation, I try to go a little bit more with what my homies call the Digital Underground. That kind of beginning stages of the Tupac story. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff, I'm gonna let y'all have that.
No Machiavelli. No bomb first.
Yo,
Against All Odds.
I mean, I could do it, but I'm not. I don't want a steady diet of that, bro. It's kind of like eating too much sugar cookies. You know what I'm saying? You can't do all that. I'm good. It ain't good for you.
So you like?
On me, huh?
Nah.
They'll hit them up.
Hail Mary.
I'm there, but
Hail Mary was hard, my dude. Hail Mary was hard.
Okay, that's cool. I'm with you.
So,
what we doing?
I don't got nothing else. I'm good.
But he done. What you got, man? Cause I feel Cactus Worthy coming.
I do have a cactus.
Of course you do. We expect you to not have a cactus?
Well, I mean, we haven't really done the cactus often, and here lately, but I do have a cactus. So, I just happened to be perusing the Metro Times, which is a news rag out of Detroit, and there's a candidate from the Republican Party who's a black man, and I ain't mad at that. But this black man, his name is Austin Chenge. Have you all heard of Austin Chenge? He wants to run for governor in, I guess, in 2 years, 2022. And he has decided that he thinks that Black History Month is possibly illegal, but he certainly is going to, if this black man wins in 2022, essentially instruct the Secretary of Education for the state of Michigan, or whoever handles education in the state of Michigan, to stop teaching Black History Month across the state. He wants to stop teaching Black History Month across the state. He cited the fact that Morgan Freeman and others have said, oh, it's kind of not, Morgan Freeman said it's dumb. I think, and I don't want to take Morgan Freeman's words out of context, but I do think that Black History Month is dumb. The only reason why I say that is because I think that why are black people marginalized, that we have to be something other than American? And the reason why we have Black History Month is because white America will not recognize us. White America refuses to give us our space. And as a result of that, we have to have this month. If we didn't, then the rest of America would have marginalized us to the dustbins of history. We would not be discussed. We would not be mentioned. And so as a result, we have Black History Month. It's the only way to balance it out a little bit. And it's not even all the way there. But it's important that white people, black people, brown people, Asian, whatever color you may be in America, know that we built this country. We built that Capitol building and that White House. We built that. We built so much of this country, whether it was through our slave labor or whether it's through our imprisoned slave labor, we were there. And without this man, Austin Chenge, does not even exist today without the sweat of the brow of black enslaved people on this continent. And for that, he deserves some cactus. I hope he chokes on the cactus and just lets it prickle all up in his throat and enjoy that from me to him, Mr. Chenge. And if I ever move back to Michigan, you don't have my vote.
Can we have like a post-production meeting while the podcast is going on?
While the podcast is going on?
Yeah, while it's going on. Can we discuss this cactus down the throat? Don't you think that's a little harsh, Maynard?
No.
Okay. All right. Can we send a shout out to Sierra?
Am I missing something? What is the Sierra talk all of a sudden today?
Because, everybody, I should say everyone, there was a lot of conversation. I think we talked about this on the podcast because I know we got to wrap in a second about Laura Harvey, how Laura Harvey was the GOAT. And she was out here in these streets. But I remember Sierra was out here with my goodies and she was pop locking and dropping it. Didn't she have a baby by Future and she was in these streets a little bit?
She has a child by Future. 1 or 2?
Is it 1 or 2? 1.
1, okay.
I remember a lot of people used to always talk bad about Sierra, how she had a lot of bowels on her. And then, as I was looking at Sierra.
Didn't she pee in the bed with Bow Wow?
Yes, she did. She peed in the bed with Bow Wow. Yes, and people were calling her pissy. I remember that. But as I was looking at Sierra on Sunday night, sitting up in the box next to Roger Goodell and her lovely husband, who didn't he just get inducted to the Hall, right? We got to shout the Hall brothers and sisters, not sisters, but the brothers that got in the Hall. Shout out to Calvin Johnson, excuse me. But I'm sitting there looking at her husband, Russell Westbrook, and I said to myself,
No, Russell Wilson.
Wilson.
And he's not been inducted into the Hall of Fame. No.
No. But I'm just saying the other brothers. I was just thinking about all of that. My stuff is jumbled, right? But I was like, yo, she really, she made a turn and she made it happen. So just shout to Sierra. That's it. I mean, everybody else out here thotting. She got her a husband. They had a baby. She living happily ever after. That's it.
Well, I mean, everybody got a body count. So she slept with other dudes before Russell.
But the peeing in the bed was really a thing. I remember that.
God damn, Lamont.
You ever peed in the bed, Maynard? I'm gonna keep poking this bear. This bear gonna jump in a minute. It might not be till next week. You ever peed in the bed, Maynard?
I ain't got nothing to say to you, Lamont.
As a child, did your mom or dad put you in the little rubber pants?
Certainly, yes, of course, yes. Peed in the
Y'all
bed
remember those?
Peed in the bed
those
2
little
weeks
rubber
ago.
pants?
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I was peeing in the bed.
Yeah. You know, so you wouldn't piss in the bed, but it's all good, man. But that's all I got.
All right, we out, y'all. Thank you guys so very much. Truly, truly, truly appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Everybody who made a comment, thank you so very much. Share this episode with your friends. Also, if you're watching us live on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, so that way you know when we are live again. We're here every Monday night at 7 p.m. Sorry, I was looking raggedy and my whole backdrop was, ridiculous. I'll make sure I fix that for next week. Also, if you're watching us on Facebook, make sure you hit this, hit the share button, so that way your friends can be our friends. We all can be friends. Thank you guys so very much. If you, tuned in to us on, what's the name of that joint?
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Thank you. We truly appreciate you as well. I don't know how to use Clubhouse, so yeah. Thank you. We appreciate that. So we are out, ladies and gentlemen. We will talk to you again next Monday at 7 o'clock.